Hello Golden State Warriors fans, we are here once again to bring you the latest news related to our team, and I would like to emphasize how committed we are to improving our performance to achieve great results. Before we dive into this intriguing news, I kindly request you to show your support by clicking the like button, and if you are not yet subscribed to our channel, I invite you all to join us on an exciting journey. Remember to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Social media ablaze as Warriors Steve Kerr makes another controversial Olympic decision. Just days after controversially benching Jason Tatum in Team USA's opening match against Serbia, Golden State Warriors head coach Steve Kerr once again stirred up a storm with another brutal rotation decision on Wednesday. While Tatum returned to the starting lineup against South Sudan, the opposite fate befell 2023 MVP Joel Embiid. Not only did Embiid lose his starting center spot, but he was also the only player on the 12-man roster who didn't see a single second of action in the 103-86 victory. Golden State Warriors head coach Steve Kerr ignited social media again with his decision to bench Joel Embiid against South Sudan. Kerr's decision to bench Embiid seemed justified as Anthony Davis and Bam Adebayo shined in a much stronger performance than Team USA had delivered against the same opponent just over a week ago. Davis, the starting center, contributed 8 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks in 19 minutes. Adebayo impressed with a team-high 18 points on 8 of 10 shooting, along with 7 rebounds and 2 blocks. As usual, social media fixated on the controversial benching of Embiid, compounded by a tough outing from Warriors star Stephen Curry, who managed only 3 points on 1 of 9 shooting in 21 minutes. Kerr explained post-game, via Ben Golliver, that the decision was driven by a desire to match South Sudan's speed, confirming that Embiid will return to the starting lineup against Puerto Rico on Friday. Jrue Holiday is also expected to rejoin the starting five after logging 15 minutes off the bench on Wednesday, sparking further speculation about where Tatum might fit in after scoring just 4 points in 17 minutes against South Sudan. Embiid's role with Team USA has been a contentious issue since the exhibition games, with the 30-year-old's lack of impact unsurprising given Kerr's coaching style. Over the past decade, Golden State has rarely prioritized offensively-minded centers, favoring elite passing, defensively-minded big men who can complement the perimeter threat led by Curry. Following the opening game against Serbia, Alexandros Tsakos of the Sixers Sense detailed how the Olympics were exposing the glaring flaws in Embiid's game, particularly his inability to fit into a secondary offensive role on a star-studded team. It will be intriguing to see how Kerr manages Embiid moving forward, as a clear balance must be struck between the contrasting styles of the player and the team. Two-time NBA champion turned agent believes Warriors will land major trade target. The odds may not be against the Warriors after all. Despite recent reports suggesting Lauri Markkanen will stay with the Utah Jazz and sign a contract extension after August 6, there's a growing sense of optimism among some insiders. Many reporters, including Tony Jones of The Athletic, have stated that Lauri doesn't want to be traded. This has led to a belief that the Warriors' hopes of acquiring him are dwindling. However, a glimmer of hope suggests that a trade could still be on the horizon. NBA champion turned agent Mike Miller believes the Golden State Warriors will acquire Lauri Markkanen this offseason. Not everyone is ready to write off Golden State's chances of landing Markkanen. Two-time NBA champion Mike Miller recently shared his belief that the franchise will successfully orchestrate a trade for the 2023 All-Star. Joining former teammate Udonis Haslem and Shams Charania of The Athletic on the latest episode of the OGs, Miller asserted that if the Warriors are serious about winning, they have to make a move. When Charania mentioned, "They're trying to get Lauri Markkanen," Miller confidently responded, "I think they'll do it." Miller's comments carry significant weight beyond his status as a former player and champion. As a prominent player agent at Lift Sports Management, he represents several NBA talents, including young stars Ja Morant and Paolo Banchero. So, how much should we read into Miller's optimism when recent reports point in the opposite direction? We'll likely have an answer soon. Markkanen will either be traded to Golden State or elsewhere, or he'll sign an extension with Utah, taking him off the trade market. Charania previously reported that the Jazz are keen on including Brandon Podziemski in any potential deal. However, there's no clear indication that the Warriors are willing to part with their all-rookie first-team guard in a trade for Markkanen. The Golden State Warriors' curious delay in signing their 7-foot center. It's been over a month since the 2024 NBA Draft, and the Golden State Warriors have had a busy July, signing numerous players, parting ways with some veterans, and assembling a 14-man roster along with their trio of two-way contract players. However, one name is conspicuously absent from the 17-player roster. Despite being selected 52nd overall by the Warriors in June's NBA draft, there's been no confirmation of Quinton Post signing with the franchise. What are the Golden State Warriors' plans for 7-foot Quinton Post after selecting him late in the second round? All indications strongly suggest that Post will be part of the roster in some capacity. Anthony Slater of The Athletic reported in early July that the Dutch center was expected to occupy a two-way contract, but that spot went to Daquan Plowden following some standout performances in the Summer League. At 24 years old, Post has already been introduced in a press conference. This isn't a case of a late second-round pick being a draft and stash player waiting his turn overseas. So, what's the holdup? With the Warriors up against the luxury tax apron and unable to sign Post or anyone else for the 15th roster spot, the most likely scenario is that he replaces Reece Beekman on a two-way contract. But if that's the case, why hasn't it happened yet? This is where conspiracy theories come into play. Are the Warriors holding off on other potential roster moves, most notably a trade involving the Utah Jazz and a certain 7-footer? Everyone acknowledges that if Golden State trades for Lauri Markkanen, it will almost certainly involve sending out more players than they receive. This could leave them with 1 or 2 extra roster spots and, hopefully, the financial flexibility to sign a few more players to fill those positions. Perhaps this explains why there hasn't been confirmation of Post signing a two-way deal, because the Warriors have promised him a standard guaranteed contract if a trade goes through. The franchise may need to sign a player with the cheapest possible contract, which Post, as a late second-round pick, would fit. For context, Tracy Jackson-Davis earned $1.1 million last season after being taken 57th overall in 2023. Whatever the case, the lack of confirmed news or clarity is certainly intriguing. Post returned from a minor injury to impress in the final 2 games of the Las Vegas Summer League, averaging 10.0 points, 2.5 rebounds, and 1.5 assists in just 14.7 minutes per game. The Warriors' silence on Post's contract situation hints at strategic planning and possibly bigger moves on the horizon. The anticipation only grows as fans wait to see how this situation unfolds. Warriors aim to rectify draft mistake with bold and ill-advised trade proposal. The 2020 NBA draft remains a sore spot for the Golden State Warriors. Their decision to select James Wiseman with the 2nd overall pick haunts them, potentially squandering their golden opportunity to extend a dynasty many believe is now on life support. Wiseman was chosen between 2 guards who became All-Stars within their first 3 seasons. While Anthony Edwards has solidified himself as the face of the Minnesota Timberwolves, Lamelo Ball's future is less certain. Can the Golden State Warriors make up for passing on Lamelo Ball in the 2020 draft by trading for the 22-year-old this offseason? The Warriors could have picked Ball, who ended up with the Charlotte Hornets as the 3rd overall pick. Despite Ball's impressive numbers leading to a Rookie of the Year award, a 2022 All-Star appearance, and a 5-year, $203.9 million contract, he hasn't lifted the Hornets from mediocrity. This has led to speculation that he might be available after 2 injury-prone seasons. Dan Favale of Bleacher Report proposed that the Warriors atone for their draft mistake by trading for Ball in the following deal. Golden State Warriors receive Lamelo Ball. Charlotte Hornets receive Andrew Wiggins, Moses Moody, Brandon Podziemski, 2026 first-round pick, 2027 first-round pick swap, 2028 first-round pick, 2029 first-round pick swap, 2030 first-round pick, protected 21 to 30, converts to 2031 second-round pick if not conveyed. Favale argues that Ball does a better job of balancing now and later for the Dubs than someone like Lauri Markkanen, and that his passing and shooting are more equipped to sustain an offense as a central option. However, this is an enormous price to pay for a player who has appeared in just 58 games over the past 2 seasons and has a career win percentage of 0.446. The Markkanen-Ball debate isn't particularly fierce. While Ball might be a better central option, that's not what the Warriors need when they already have Stephen Curry. They need a complementary scorer like Markkanen in the frontcourt, rather than a backcourt teammate who will take the ball out of the hands of their 2-time MVP, not to mention the defensive issues of a Curry-Ball duo. Claiming that Ball can better balance the present and future than Markkanen implies that the latter is nearing the end of his prime. He is not. The Utah Jazz forward is 27 years old, with at least 5 to 6 years remaining as an excellent NBA player. There are clear basketball reasons why Golden State might trade a significant package to the Jazz for Markkanen, and why they absolutely should not for Ball. While the numbers might suggest the 6 feet 7 inches guard is the better player, that is debatable, especially considering the specific fit with the Warriors. Given their respective contracts, one could argue that Golden State wouldn't even trade Podziemski for Ball straight up, let alone adding Moody, Wiggins' salary, 3 first-round picks, and 2 first-round pick swaps. This trade might give the Warriors a so-called second star, but it could legitimately make them worse.